Today we're going to do an oil change on a Jeep Liberty 3.7 liter. This one is a 2004. Things you will need are 5 quarts of oil, an oil drain pan. That one holds 7 quarts. You definitely want to get one that holds a little more than what you're draining out so you don't overflow it. I like to have a nice throw cloth to lay on so I don't have to lay on the floor. You will need an oil filter, 13mm wrench or socket, and at least one kind of oil wrench to remove the oil filter. This kind here probably will not work. I love this kind. Not sure who makes it, but it's the best one I found because it covers several different types. Alright, under the vehicle you will see the oil drain plug right down here. That's the oil drain plug right there. I'm going at this from the passenger side of the car. You can jack the Jeep up if you need to. I don't. Sometimes I do. Depends on how I feel. Oh, I already loosened that up, so. Alright. The engine is cold on this, so that means I don't have to worry about burning my hands up too bad. Or at all. Oh, I forgot the other major thing we need. We need a rag. Now I got a rag. Might need to move the container around a little bit. You can tell that oil is pretty dirty. I usually use this point while it's draining. Since it's cold, it'll take a while. If it's hot, it also takes a while because it has to run down all out of the engine. I use this time to check the air pressure in all the tires, and then I come back to this later. Alright, as you can see, most of the oil has now finished draining. Drops coming out. Drain plug back in. Oil plug back down. Slide that toward the front because we're going to need that probably here again. I'm going to do the oil filter, clean the oil off the bottom, and we're finished with that part. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is take the oil filter off. The oil filter is located way down in there. You really can't even see it from the top. If you look right between the pulley belts right through there, you can see it. It's not much easier to see from underneath. it is right there. So there's really no way for the camera to pick this up. Pull the drain thing over here. Hopefully when I put this on the last time I didn't tighten it down and I can get it off by hand. If not, I'll have to use the wrench. Yep, I have to use the wrench. Well, it's not seeming to want to work either. Oh, there we go. Now, there could be some oil leakage here, so you want to be really careful. This is by far the dirtiest part of the oil change. Yeah, there's some oil dripping out. Come out. Do this right, you can come down and keep it facing up. I spilled a little bit. Now, I always keep the box for the new filter kind of handy, because I like to put the old filter right on in there. And I did it again. I went over without my rag. Now, I'm going to take the new filter. Now you want to make sure first that the big O-ring right there, the black ring, came off on the old one, and look up in there and make sure that the thing is nice and clean and clear. And then you want to take some fresh new oil and put around the O-ring on the new one. A little more on there. Some people kiss this to the old ones. Not a big fan of that. Yeah, that looks good. Now you gotta kind of contort yourself back up in here. Can always get you a trouble light or a floodlight if you flashlight or something if you're having trouble seeing it. There we go. Now a lot of people say torque these down, but I've always found that you twist it until it's tight, or just seats itself, and then I give it about a quarter to a half a turn. Any more than that, the next time you go to take it off, it will be really, really difficult. Now, with a nice clean new filter on there, you should be able to see where it's at a lot better. And we're pretty much done under the vehicle, other than just pulling out all the stuff that we've just did. Okay, we've cleaned up our mess from under the vehicle, the oil pan, put all the tools away. Now you want to remove the oil cap, which is right here. Oil filler cap. Place that there. I usually use a funnel. Some people don't, but I just like to make sure that I'm not going to make a mess. Preferred oil for a Jeep Liberty is a 5W30. 10W30 is also an oil that you can use in it, but 5W30 is preferred. Pour too fast, it backs up the tube and overflows. And there you go. Sometimes when I'm in the mood I let this all drain out, but I will cut it off early today. Got all the oils in it. Put that over my rag so I don't leak oil everywhere. Put the oil cap back on. I'm going to let that drain down for a few minutes, get into the engine, and then we'll start her up. Okay, it's been a few minutes. The oil has had time to drain down in the engine a little bit. Check down there. I don't see any leaking out from around any place. Now you want to start the vehicle. Make sure that the oil pressure light goes on and off. It does. You want to get out, look under the vehicle real quick. Don't see no oil squirting out anywhere. And you can turn it off. And your oil change is pretty much done at that point. Clean up your tools and your oil. Now what I do is take the old oil in the funnel and pour it back into here and mark it recycled oil, and then I take that back to the auto parts store the next time I'm by there and have them recycle it. That's all there is to it for an oil change. It takes about 15-20 minutes. One last thing you want to do, next check the oil after you do the oil change. Let the dipstick out, clear it off, pull it out again. Sometimes it's hard to see since it's fresh, clean oil, and it looks perfect. That's it.